Hey everybody, it's Sydney Chan, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, let me ask you a quick question. Do any of you guys remember Sunny with a Chance? I don't even know why I asked you that question because this isn't a live stream. I'm not able to know your response. Maybe if I asked a more straightforward question like, do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is? You would respond with, yes. Or if I asked you, have you ever been to the catacombs? You would respond with, no, of course not. That's terrifying and I don't want to see bones. But this question, I feel like there's a pretty mixed bag of responses that somebody could have. I would say Sunny with a Chance is not as well known as most other Disney Channel shows. For example, Hannah Montana or Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. This video is not about Sunny with a Chance, but I genuinely cannot speak about So Random without speaking about Sunny with a Chance because they are literally tangentially related. Sunny with a Chance is the parent to So Random, who's the precious little baby. And we love her, goo goo gaga. But in Sunny with a Chance, the plot is basically Demi Lovato's character, Sunny. She moves to LA to become the newest member of So Random. And even though that sounds like the most millennial name ever, it is actually a sketch comedy show. And in the show, we basically follow Sunny and her trying to fit into the Hollywood scene while also remaining true to herself, because that's what's most important. I'm a little bit too good at that. And within the episodes of Sunny with a Chance, there are episodes of So Random within it. So like there will be sketches within the show. And that is where a lot of characters within the So Random universe were born. More babies. Oh my God, I love babies. Like learning Spanish with Ronaldo Rivera or Sally Jensen, Kid Lawyer. Notably, Chad Dylan Cooper is also a character, but he does not star on So Random. He is actually in a TV show called Mackenzie Falls that is in the same television network as So Random. And I imagine Mackenzie Falls to be kind of like the OC or Pretty Little Liars in the way that it would have 19,000 seasons and the most random stuff would be happening, and it's constantly changing the plot. Who is the bad guy? What is happening? Let's create some new rules so that these characters have to do this specific thing. Oh my God, you know in the Vampire Diaries, whenever there was like a new weapon invented like every single season that's like, I have to get the Saver's sword because this is the only one that can kill Klaus. That is how I imagine Mackenzie Falls to be. But while they were filming Sunny with a Chance, there was also, I believe, the Jonas Brothers tour with Camp Rock happening at the same time. So while on tour, Demi Lovato had their break, and I think it was just a lot of pressure due to like eating disorders, it being encouraged by her management, and she had some sort of physical altercation with some backup dancer, and they were like, yeah, I'm actually donezo.org. After that altercation, they ended up going to rehab for the first time, and after they left, they had a choice to either go back to Disney Channel and stay quiet or to speak up about everything that happened and kind of spread awareness for, you know, child stardom. And they were like, you know what? I'm gonna be that voice, and the voice they were. So they did not get to return to Sunny with a Chance, meaning that the show could not exist anymore because literally the whole show was about Sunny. It's about Demi Lovato's character. What Disney decided to do was to create a spin-off show called So Random with all of the same cast members as Sunny with a Chance, including Chad Dylan Cooper, which is not making sense because literally the entire time Chad Dylan Cooper was on the screen talking to the randoms, he would literally be like, your guys' show sucks and you guys are not real actors and I'm a real actor, but you guys are not real actors because it's sketch comedy and that's not real acting. That's fake acting. You guys aren't actually acting. That's who you are. And now you may be asking, what is So Random? You're so random. You are so freaking random, like that girl with the freaking chips on her head, bro. She is so freaking random, bro. So Random is a sketch comedy show, like I mentioned already. And it aired on Disney Channel in June, I believe, of 2011. And the last episode aired in March of 2012. It was only one season. It was about 26 episodes. And it kind of had the same structure as any SNL episode. You know, sometimes there was a musical guest, sometimes there was special guests. And each episode was kind of comprised of, you know, 3 to 5 sketches. Sometimes there would be musical sketches. And then the ending would just be like a musical act, or it would just be like, bye guys, on the stage of all of the actors. And all of the episodes were just basically the core cast of Sunny with a Chance, minus Sunny, and other alternate actors that were other cool people like Shane Tubb, Damian Haas, Audrey Whitby, and a bunch of other Disney talent like Coco Jones that was in Let It Shine, one of my favorite Disney movies. But the characters in the show Sunny with a Chance are in So Random, so it's basically actors playing actors that are other characters. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of meta the way that it is. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they must have blown their entire budget on Selena Gomez, because after that I started seeing like a bunch of people, I'm like, who is this 12-year-old singing and dancing on stage? And no hate, maybe I just didn't know who they were, and I still don't know who they are. Maybe they're actually really popular and famous and I just have no idea who they are, and I'm just being really mean and insensitive. And if that's the case, I'm really sorry, Grayson Chance. I hope you're doing really well right now. I really do. I'm only half kidding, because they actually had a bunch of other like cool people on, like Hot Shell Ray, Far East Movement, Ayaz, and even Miss Piggy. How did they get this diva on?
Okay, Carmen, you can bring the car around now.
Now, if you haven't seen any episodes of So Random before, first of all, second of all, don't even fret, my darling angel, magic, gorgeous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to tell you my favorite and the best, in my opinion, sketches that are in the show. So you can decide for yourself what you think about So Random, okay? Give me a chance to prove myself. I'm going to start off with I believe it's my top favorite. I don't know, I have some competing for number 1 position, but if I don't speak about it right now, the whole world will explode. So guys, I need to get it out. 1, 2, 3, and I'm talking about it now. So it is an original song called Ketchup on Everything. The song was created in parody of Willow Smith's Whip My Hair Back and Forth, because that was huge at the time. And even in the first episode, they did a reference to Willow Smith Whip My Hair Back and Forth, because they had Nico's character playing Willow Smith just whipping that wig back and forth. So I know that was definitely something that was happening at the time. I don't know, I just feel like it's really cool that they were influenced by things that were happening in like culture at the time, because I feel like it's like a time capsule. Like you can look back and be like, dang, like everyone was watching that whip your hair video. So the sketch starts off with everybody, I guess like a family, friends, Thanksgiving, I don't even know, and they're all sitting at a very beautiful white dinner, and everybody's wearing white, and it is so curated and filtered to be this white. So obviously you're like, oh, these poised rich people, and they're eating their salad, their lettuce, and they just were nodding at each other over and over, because that's what rich people do. In case you guys didn't know, that's actually what rich people are always doing. Oh, how's your lettuce, sweetie? Oh, it's just marvelous, darling. And then Ketchup Girl walks in, and to put it simply, she put ketchup on everything.
I put ketchup on everything, ketchup on everything, ketchup, 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 ketchup on everything.
And during the song, she has a little breakdown, and during that breakdown, it felt like a breakthrough.
You don't have to scream and shout, just tap it 3 times on the back. Tap, tap, tap.
And I believe during this little breakdown that everybody gets converted to ketchup. And I think that that is a new religion, and I'm kind of down for it. So if you guys want to join the ketchup religion with me and just put ketchup on everything, let me know. I feel like everybody at that moment decided, you know what? Let's put ketchup on everything. And that they did. And I think that everybody can learn something from this song, and it is to be yourself and don't try to fit into a box, and put ketchup on just about everything.
Ketchup on salad, ketchup on toast, ketchup on potatoes, ketchup on pop roast.
My next favorite sketch is the Anime Brothers Do Stuff, and I don't know why. It is hilarious. Every single time I watch it, I cannot take my eyes off the screen. My favorite reoccurring characters in So Random, like end of story, is Damien and Shane's characters, Elliot and Scott from the Anime Brothers Do Stuff skits. Because I don't know how they do it. It is so scarily accurate how much of a weeb they seem. Like, it actually, I'm like, is this them in real life? It's actually crazy. I mean, particularly weebs in the 2000s, and also the names fit a little bit too well as well, like Scott and freaking Elliot. Like, Elliot is a weeb, and I know it. I never met an Elliot, but I know that you're a weeb, and I caught you in the act. And it also doesn't help that literally every single time Damien is on screen, he is serving hotness Everdeen, and I'm so sorry, but actually somebody had to say it, like, and nobody else is here, so it had to be me, I guess. It's like every single time he's on screen, it's like I can't look away challenge. I'm just, it's almost like every single time I watch something for my channel, I get an internet crash on whoever I'm watching, and it is painful for me, you guys. You have to understand that this is awful, and I don't think I will ever get over that reaction I had whenever I fangirled over Troy in that little web series that I watched. He looked so cute. I genuinely cannot believe I just did that. Like, I actually can't. Anyways, this sketch is hilarious. Like I mentioned earlier, the way that they act is, I can see in my head what the anime versions, like the cartoon versions of them would be doing. Like, especially whenever they're like eating the freaking corn, bro. Like, I actually can't.
Mini corn! Mini corn!
Another thing I couldn't go without mentioning whenever I'm talking about the Anime Brothers Do Stuff sketches is this YouTube video I saw whenever I was looking up the sketch so I could rewatch it for the plot, of course. I saw this video from literally, it was made 13 years ago today. This person is saying, here's a simple cue for my awesome anime fans. I actually am way too good at that. That's the issue. This person was extremely offended by the stereotyping of anime fans. You guys, don't talk about us like that. And I'm so sorry, but I can't help but laugh because the way that they like spoke in this video, not even speaking, the way that they wrote sentences in this video, that was the last straw for me. And he sent a fucking email to Disney Channel. Another song I literally don't think I could speak about so random without mentioning is Socks with Sandals, of course. I think it is 100% the most referenced and popular sketch from So Random as a whole, especially due to the fact that Sinjin Drowning literally uses a clip of the song as their YouTube intro, which is like 90% of their videos use that song. So my thought process with that is, why didn't I think of it first? Why didn't I think of it first? Why didn't I use Socks and Sandals first? The song is about, you guessed it, socks with sandals. Why am I doing this with my face? These guys are going around town wearing their socks and sandals and taking everybody's girl, including Chad Dylan Cooper, and he's the hottest guy in town. And Nico's rapper persona breaks down exactly why you and I should be wearing socks and sandals again.
Well, you don't have to worry about clipping your toenails, and your feet won't get slimy if you step on a snail.
And in the final clip, we get to see Chad's character with the freaking socks and the sandals, and he has a girl on his arm. So you guys know, that is the way to keep your girl. That is the way to keep your girl. 1, 2, 3. He's such a freaking sheep. The next sketch I want to talk about that I really liked is a more traditional kind of sketch where it's just like one punchline. You know what I mean? It's called the Smackdown, where Corey walks his girl to his locker wearing his sag baggy pants before his girlfriend could gas him up for too long.
And I sure like your saggy pants.
Ha! Now my pants are a thing.
2 other guys come in with even saggier pants and nearly scare him into submission.
See, in this school, if your pants ain't sagging, you're nobody.
Which is obviously humiliating, guys. Having non-saggy pants is the most humiliating thing in the freaking world. My thought process during this was like, why didn't they just like pull down their pants all the way to the freaking below after that? Because like you can't, your pants aren't stuck in spot after you leave the house, after you get ready in the morning. You could just pull them down more and kind of show him who's boss. But before these guys could bully him and make him feel inferior for long, you will not believe who walks in. It's Dax Sager.
Dax Sager!
which kind of sounds like a bad word. Sagger. I don't like that. And he shows up behind them to really put them in their place. And guys, I don't know how his pants are staying on. I don't know. Is there suspenders we can't see? There is some hidden secrets that I know that are keeping his pants up, and I will figure it out one day. And you know what? I'm about to figure it out right now. Yeah, you kind of just have to spread your legs apart. What about that? What about them apples? The bullies run off like they have freaking poopy diapers. And Dax Sagger starts ordering him around like he's about to be the boss of the school until Sagmaster J appears, you guys. And he literally has his pants at his ankles. And obviously, Dax Sagger does not handle this well. He is supposed to be the biggest sagger of all time. And they kind of have a sag off of sorts, which sounds really inappropriate and perverted. So maybe I regret saying that. I should have thought about it first. Until they fall on the floor and freaking break all of their body parts. And they walk off like more poopy diapers. And after this altercation, Corey and his girlfriend are inspired by them and walk off like poopy diapers too. My last favorite sketch that I absolutely need to mention, because this is my most referenced thing in the entire world. And it's basically just a sketch song where Shane's character and Chad are like rap battling each other until MC Grammar pops up and he's like, why are you guys misspeaking? All of your punctuation, all of your grammar is wrong. And let me teach you how to do it.
And it's who are you? Don't you see? I'm MC Grammar, PhD!
And obviously this gets him in some funny trouble, like freaking Tom and Jerry. And I don't know if Shane has like some sort of voice filter on, or if he genuinely can make his voice that deep. If that is the truth, I am actually petrified. I don't like the one that you're talking shaking in my boots, genuinely. I literally spent my entire childhood singing the little angel part where she's like, if you want to graduate, you gotta know how to conjugate. And bro, I would just make it up. I would literally just make up different words for those parts. I would be like, if you want to conjugate, and if you gotta know how to budget, and if you want to conjugate. Like, I'm not kidding. I would just make them up because I didn't know any of the words that they were saying in it. Because she sings so high pitched in it, I had no idea what she was saying. I can hear it now. But whenever I was a kid, I was like, bro, I don't know what she's saying and I can't rewind because this is freaking cable television. At the end, the angel leaves him and he gets pummeled, I guess, or he gets chased around like Tom and Jerry, you guys. Now, knowing everything that we just learned, why did So Random stop airing after only one season? Obviously, Sunny with a Chance had enough of a good reputation to be renewed for a third season before Demi turned it down. Why couldn't So Random go on its own? It was obviously Princess Seu's email to Disney Channel that ultimately got the show terminated, and they couldn't make any more episodes after that. And it's a real shame. I'm just kidding. It was actually due in part to the fact that it was a sketch comedy series, and I did watch, I think it was from a podcast where Shane and Damien talked about why the show ended up failing, and it was because it was a sketch comedy show. They couldn't sell any merchandise for it.
Yeah. So Disney doesn't make money off of its TV shows directly. They make money off the merchandising that comes with their shows.
So it's simply because they couldn't make merchandising.
I think they couldn't make that was our guess. We never got told that officially, but thinking about it, knowing this industry, it's that.
And obviously, they spent a lot of money to make this show. Like, the sets were crazy. The costumes were elaborate as hell. They had a bunch of musical guests on. They had to pay probably thousands, millions, tillions of workers. They are not making any profit from that. They're just not. But since they weren't making any merchandise for the show because it is a sketch comedy, it was hard for them to make their money back. And I'm like, bro, just put Damien's face on a shirt and I will buy it. Just kidding. But genuinely, if they just put So Random on a t-shirt, I would have bought it. And I probably would have had a hoodie too. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't keep the show going if it literally meant that they were spending more than they were earning. Like, what was literally the point of doing it then? You know what I mean? And also, like I mentioned earlier, the email that the Anime Brothers sketch was offensive really did seal the deal, and that's exactly why they can't do it anymore. In my opinion, I'm actually glad the show ended the way that it did, if that makes sense. Something I think a lot of people don't recognize is Whenever a show ends early or gets canceled or gets cut short, I feel like it's actually doing the show a lot more than they think it is. It makes you value the time that it was being released. It makes you want to go back and rewatch and feel nostalgic, or, you know, like So Random, how it is kind of a time capsule with the Willow Smith jokes, you know, and Miss Piggy being popular still. Sorry, Miss Piggy, but, you know, shows like The Walking Dead or Grey's Anatomy that have 999 seasons don't really hold a specific time period, and it also doesn't make you value the show as much. It's like so available, you can just watch any of it at any time, and it's just like always there. Do you know what I mean? It's been dragged out so long. The entire cast has probably been replaced by some point, and the characters probably don't even change, and if they do change, it's probably for the worst, and I'm sure the episodes get repetitive at some point. So if anybody who is watching this has watched So Random, please let me know what your favorite sketch was. And if you have never seen So Random before, I hope that this video made you feel encouraged to go watch full episodes of it, so you can see what was happening on freaking So Random and Sunny with the Chance. Anyways, have an epic day. I'm feeling super arigato-ful for you guys watching right now. All right, now watch my outro.